What is up, my beautiful people? You know what it is. It's your host, X Limitless, and we're back on that show again called The Limitless Talk. You know how we do. Peace, love, and light to all of you out there. You understand? Please remember, share with your friends and families because we all need to hear this. Let's get on with the funny articles first. Patel's policing bill rejected by peers in disappointing move for number 10. We need to get one thing straight. First of all, we've got enough damn crime bills. We don't need any more crime bills. So, guys, just go on legislation.co.uk and you will see there's enough crime bill to go around for each and every single person in the UK. I mean, heck, around the world. You see, one thing they focus on too much is always crime bill, crime, 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 crime. But one thing we need to understand is when it comes to crime, especially if it's not a common law crime, guys, we can offset that shit. We ain't gotta pay it. We don't We don't even have to go to trial for that. We can just pay them out and we're out them courtrooms. But listen to this. Priti Patel's controversial policing bill has been rejected by peers in what number 10 has called a disappointing move. Well, that ain't disappointing. That's good. The Prime Minister's spokesperson said that Downing Street will reflect on the decision. It is disappointing the Lords did not back the public order measure. Did you hear that, guys? Again, we're back on this public-ish. It's all about public, compelling public interest. They do everything for the public. And who's the public? That's us. That is us because we've come together and formed the government. Now, that will ensure the everyday lives of the overwhelming majority are not disrupted by a selfish minority of protesters whose actions endanger lives and cost the public millions of pounds. I mean, Boris and Rishi Sunak already cost us millions of pounds. I mean, what more can protesters do? Look, people only protest when they're angry. That's when people protest. That's when people take to the streets to voice their opinion. Now, that is not something the government needs to be passing a crime bill to stop it. So now they didn't essentially stop, the bill in its entirety. However, they just removed the section from it that, stops protesting. So the police crime sentencing and court bill, which has sparked a number of protests across the UK since it was first proposed in 2020, was gutted by peers on Monday night. Some 238 peers voted for the Labour-led amendment to remove Clause 57 from the bill, which would have restricted protest that caused serious disruption, with only 171 members voting against. Like, it makes no sense. Protests don't cause serious disruption. What the government does is what causes serious disruption because people's livelihood, their way of life, the government just messes it all up. Look at this idiot here, Prem Sikka. It has been a long day in the Lords and not over yet. Boris Johnson's Conservative government has so far lost all votes on its obnoxious policing bill. Still more votes to come. Government is criminalizing protest. We say no. People, please rally to save your liberties and right. Guys, don't fall for this. It's part of it. They might. There's that thing again, Hegelian dialect. They act like they're on the other side, but they're all in it together. So let's move on. This one, interested. UK's largest ever health research project is looking for 5 million Brits to take part. Guys, need I say more on this one? Don't even bother taking part. Okay, they're taking your data and they feeding it to a data farm. They're farming you basically. Yes, they will incentivize people to come in and get join the research and stuff like that, and they will always make it seem like it's something interesting, like it's something good for the people. And as you can see, a major health study which aims to predict who will get ill in their later years, even before they show symptoms, needs a record 5 million volunteers. Guys, they're farming. They're trying to farm data. Okay, that's all they trying. That's all this is about. This ain't even about saving your life. This is not what this is about. This ain't about saving your life. In today's current world, they don't care about lives. They put all sorts of chemical in our food, all sorts of chemical in our water, all sorts of chemical in the air. I mean, we're constantly bombarded by poison. But nobody seems to think, there's an issue with that. Because everyone want to say, oh, there's cancer, there's this, there's that, there's this, there's all these diseases. But none of these diseases will exist if not for the environment that we live in. It's our environment that's causing all these issues. You understand what I'm saying? So this one, you already know what it is. They're trying to farm you and feed you to the artificial intelligence. They need data right now. That's all they gathering. They need to build, they need to make a copy of you. That's what they need. They want to make a literal carbon copy of humans. But they're never going to succeed on that one, because there's just a lot they're still trying to figure out about us. But anyways, with all that being said, let's hit the intro and come right back to what we've got left. Welcome back, everyone. Again, this is your host, Limitless, on the Limitless Talks. This is that show where we talk about politics, economics, propaganda, and everything in between, because politics and economics, they're very, very crucial. They determine our lives and our future. So it's important that we pay attention to what is going on. It's important we pay attention to what the political candidates we've put into offices. It's important that we understand exactly what they are doing and we make sure they are transparent about it, because right now they're not transparent about anything. They're not. That's why a lot of us don't understand what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? So right here we've got Bank of America says UK CBDC would be more than a digital form of cash. Bank of America says it's likely a Bank of England digital currency would also replace checking accounts as the way in which consumers hold the majority of their funds. As we saw previously in the other video in regards to the response House of Lords gave regarding the inquiry into pound sterling, digital form. We understand the main concern for the retail banks. They don't want to lose their position as the middleman. They want to continue to charge us, exorbitant interest on money that we borrow. You understand what I'm saying? Because you see, the Bank of England, all the Bank of England cares about is that the balance sheet is zero at the end of each night. That's all they care about. As long as the balance sheet is balanced, that's all they don't give two crap about anything else. So what this retail bank do is, when you go to loan money, because money can only be created when there's debt. Money is an evidence of a debt. We need to understand that. Money is an evidence of a debt. When there's a debt, that's when they print money. You understand what I'm saying? So when we go to the bank to loan money, the banks create money out of thin air through, the central bank, the Bank of England. Now that money, whatever arrangement you've made to pay it back, it's got to be paid back. You understand what I'm saying? The interest on top of it literally is for the bank. The retail bank put the interest on top of it for their income. That's where the retail banks make money from. That's how they're able to service your account, put all these different security measures in place for you and stuff like that. And that's fine. That's not a problem. I'm not against that. Of course, they gotta pay their employees and all the people, their operations. They gotta be able to fund it some way or another. But these banks are greedy. They are greedy. And when they take your money, the interest on top of it, they mark it as gift because they're not allowed to loan you their money. Oh, there's a whole legislation on that one. Yeah. The retail banks cannot loan you their money. So that you think about it, where are they getting the money they're loaning you from? Hmm? It's from the Bank of England. And that money we'll discuss it another time. Let's not spend too much time in that. So all they care about is them making their killing that they've been doing for the past 200-300 years. Moving on. We've got Crypto.com resumes transaction after a hack. Guys, it's important that we safeguard our crypto assets. We can't just be out here leaving our asset on exchanges, and also get yourself a cold wallet and transfer your stuff in there. If you want to sell, if you've got cold wallets like SafePal, you can pretty much, do everything you want to do within the SafePal wallet. It's literally that easy. You understand what I'm saying? So protect yourself. There's a lot of hacking and thieves and all sorts of people out there. You understand what I'm saying? So, talking about crypto right there, the UK government seeks to boost regulation of crypto ads. Plan calls for Financial Conduct Authority to regulate crypto assets under same standards as stocks, shares, insurance product, etc. Because we know it's a financial product. So, as such, the same legacy regulation is going to be ported over onto crypto. It's nothing new. That's all we've been waiting for. But you see, they love the current state of vulnerability. They love it. They love it because there's so much scams and fraud going on right now. They're not ready to bring in regulation, because once regulation comes in, that means, if someone loses their money or stuff like that, just like when your bank account gets hacked into and your money gets spent or whatever, the bank refunds you. It's the same thing. They don't want that yet. They don't want that yet. So we know they're just kicking the can down the road while they continue their fraudulent activities, stealing people's money and all that. So moving on to fraudulent activities, Chinese police unearth multi-million dollar DeFi rug pull. There's a lot of rug pull going on in the crypto market. That's why it's important when you jump into this space, you do your due diligence. You understand? You find people that are in the space that are credible, and you just talk to them. Find communities that you can ask questions and stuff like that. People will answer you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's literally risky out here. It's very, very risky. So you understand why a lot of people it's the same way people come into stock market, lose their money one time and never come back again. It's kind of similar to crypto as well. People come in, lose their money, and they're like, "Ooh, I'm not coming back again." You understand? So let's not fall for all these scams and all sorts. They're getting ridiculous now. Interesting stuff. We've got Bitmex execs review EU expansion with German bank acquisition. Guys, this is huge. We know what's going on with this one. This is all about adoption. This is all about adoption and scaling. Crypto is gonna be global. We've established that already. That's nothing new. We know what's coming. Founded by Bitmex execs, BXM Operations plans to expand its services in Europe through the acquisition of German bankers von der Heid. Now, this is one of the oldest banks in Germany. So, and we gotta understand, Bitmex, Bit, Bitmex ain't by itself. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these big exchanges you see, Binance, Coinbase, there's some big bank behind them, sponsoring them, funding them. Remember, a lot of these exchanges, the people behind them are developers, techies, engineers, stuff like that. Like they don't care about the economy like that. They just building a product and they just want to sell it. You understand what I'm saying? And who do they sell it to? They sell it to the same people that runs the current system. And why are the same people running the current system interested in it? Because they don't want to be left behind. They understand the evolution of technology either you move with it or you're left in the dust. So we know this is a big acquisition. So it's gonna be big. Again, one more step closer to global cryptocurrency regulation and use. So when you start seeing stuff like this happen, you know there's gonna be big changes coming down the pipeline. And as we know, we're expecting it. Moving on, we got Microsoft buys game maker Activision Blizzard for about 70 billion. Yo, again, another huge purchase. Microsoft is paying nearly 70 billion for Activision Blizzard, the maker of Candy Crush and Call of Duty, as it seeks an edge in the fiercely competitive businesses of mobile gaming and virtual reality technology. We know what this move is all about. It's all about metaverse, being competitive with Facebook and all these other metaverse gaming networks out there. So again and again, we can see Microsoft being a giant, swallowing up Activision being a small, medium-sized business. We're gonna see a lot of this. We're gonna see a lot of the big companies swallow up a lot of these, small, medium-sized companies, because a lot of them, they just can't afford to operate on their own anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna see a lot of this acquisition go on throughout 2022, and we know what's coming at the end of the year. The market is gonna crash, and we're loading up our bags. It's just that simple. Energy, health, banking, food, entertainment, biotech. What else? What other industry? But guys, you know what it is. We got to stock up. Moving on. Here we got Mastercard strikes NFT payment deal with Coinbase amid a wave of recent crypto partnerships. It's about time again, like I said, NFTs right now, they're mainly concentrated on Ethereum network. And boy, is that thing expensive to buy. You gotta pay a fee to purchase, and you gotta pay a fee to sell. Any form of transaction you're making on the Ethereum network is costly. Very costly. And we don't like that. We don't like that. Coinbase customers will be able to use Mastercard credit and debit cards to make purchases in the crypto company's upcoming NFT marketplace. So they're coming out with their own marketplace for NFT. We know the agenda. They're all gonna get their piece of pie. If you look at what's this company? I think I think it was Grayscale. Yeah, I think it was Grayscale talking about NFTs, 1 trillion dollar market cap by 2025 or 2030 or something like that. I can't quite remember now, but they know how big this space is gonna be. They know what they want to do. We know their agenda, gamification, is to distract the masses, but we're not really interested in that. We're still going for the hard assets, because that's the important stuff. All that virtual stuff, yeah, we'll make money, have fun, and all that, but those aren't the main goal. Finally, in terms of news, we've got FTX announced as naming rights sponsor for Australian Blockchain Week 2022. Again, this is nothing new. Sort of the same way Crypto.com, bought a naming right to the Staples Center. It's nothing new. We understand when they put it in your face, we know people believe it. Images are very powerful. That's why they do these things. So the more people see this, the more people see, their local tennis tennis team or football team or basketball team or whatever supporting crypto. They see all these athletes coming out saying, I want to get paid in crypto. It's no brainer. People will trust it, believe it, they'll want to get involved. That's just the way the world goes. So, off on that one, let's see what the market is saying. Currently, bank rate is sitting at 0.25%. Again, the bonds buying is sitting at 895 billion. Inflation 5.1%. Target of 2%. There's an update coming 3rd of February, and of course we know around the end of the month, the Bank of England committees, they're gonna have their meeting again, and we'll we'll get to understand the sort of monetary policy they're considering, you know, what they're planning to do with the economy to make sure things are stabilized, because that's their job. That is their job. So if they're not doing that, then what else are they doing? You understand what I'm saying? So let's move on to the crypto market. As you can see right here, oh, look at that, look at that. The number of crypto went up. Yesterday it was at 16,900. Today it's gone up to 16,942. You see, as a lot of these coins are dying, more are being birthed. You understand what I'm saying? Market cap, we're sitting below 2 trillion, so we've had a few dips. Of course, we know there's a lot of options and ETFs out there in regards to this crypto that's manipulating the prices up and down. So this is nothing new. Go to barchart.com, you know, find out what's there, what's, you know, correlating with crypto, and of course, you understand how the market is moving. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you all listening again. This is your host, X Limitless. This is that show, Limitless Talk. You know how we do. Peace, love, and light to you all. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, family, loved ones, wherever they may be, because they need to hear this. They need to know what's going on, because our future depends on it. Peace.